Okay, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my Avata drone. It's a great little drone, but it's a little slow for my needs, and performance is not quite what I'd like, especially if you're doing aerobatics. And this upgrade kit here is supposed to increase the speed, better performance, better stability. It's a little bit wider frame, and I'm hoping that'll do the job, so we'll see how that goes. And here's what the kit looks like. You get 4 motors, or a little bit larger than the stock motors. Props. Frame. All right, I'm gonna get started. 3 days later and the job is done. Took about 3 hours a day, a little more than that, maybe 10 hours altogether. And it's pretty tedious, but it is doable. And you need a good set of tools if you're gonna try this. Tweezers, a screwdriver handle that has these Allen wrench inserts, that helps a lot. Optivisors for the eyes, especially if you're older like me. And overall, I think it came out pretty good. You can see it's definitely got a wider footprint than the original Avata. And performance, I've gotten already about 10 flights on it over the last couple of days here. And it's immensely better. It just, the balance and everything is just, it just holds rock steady. And it really exceeded my expectations. Everybody said it would fly a lot better, and it's even better than that. It'll go about 56 miles per hour, flat out, level, in manual mode, where the original was limited to about 50. But where it really excels is the vertical climb. You can get it over 30 miles an hour straight up, and the original wouldn't even do half of that. So it's just really responsive. I noticed that I'm flying at about less than half throttle almost all the time. That's all you need. It's just so fast. I'm getting a little bit longer flight times, and I'm definitely getting a longer flight. When I downloaded the flight data, I'm averaging about 3.5 miles per flight now, whereas before it was about 2.9. So I'm getting a little more distance out of it as well. So highly recommend it if you like doing this kind of stuff. Now, if you're the kind of person who likes tearing watches apart and putting them back together, this is definitely the job for you, because it is tedious. But overall, it's doable, and I think it's well worth it. It's only $100 for the kit. So yeah, go for it. Okay, let's go fly this thing. Here's a little close-up. My first impression on this drone on the first flight was just how quiet it is. It doesn't have that screeching sound like the Avata does, so that's a big plus. My next impression was just how stable this drone is in flight compared to the Avata. This is the goggles view, and you can see it's pretty steady. I think the wider wheelbase really contributes to that extra stability. Overall, I think this drone just really handles like a freestyle drone now. And a big advantage is that you don't have to deal with Betaflight and setting everything up, especially the OSD screen. You've got the DJI OSD screen, which I think is just really optimal. And I really like that the DJI OSD screen shows you your home point, that little H that rolls around over there. And I think that's a big advantage to the directional arrow that you have on Betaflight. And I really like the above ground level indicator that shows up when you're below 30 feet above the ground. I'm constantly looking at that, and when it gets below 10 feet it turns red, which is a pretty good indication that you better pull up a little bit. And one of the biggest advantages of this drone over the stock Avata is you don't have that death roll when you go to make a yaw turn. That's just huge when you're doing aerobatics, loops, and rolls, and all the rest of that. The stock Avata, it would just tumble if you turned too sharply. It was so bad I just stopped doing aerobatics with the stock Avata. This upgraded Avata doesn't seem to have a death roll or any bad habits at all, really. It's more like the larger FPV drone, a little slower, but handles pretty much the same, and it'll do aerobatics just like that one. And of course, you still have your normal mode and your sport mode, which are really useful for me anyway when I come in for landing sometimes, especially if I'm in a rough area out in the desert.